Something that we see far, far, far too often are businesses that spend an enormous amount of money on marketing and they have an incredibly bad result. And oftentimes, that bad result is way more costly and destructive than doing nothing at all, frankly. And we see this quite often in the sort of the cliche, the sort of, common thing that we see happen is you'll have a business owner and they'll go and they'll have a website developed and it'll be like a horrific website. Like the code is bad, the design is bad, the content is bad. Everything about it is either subpar, garbage, or even worse than garbage, it's stolen garbage. It's someone else's site that was copied and like content's copied and it's not even rewritten and it's a piece of junk. It's garbage. And it really needs to be thrown out. You tell the business owner, hey, we can't fix this. It's much easier to give birth than resurrect the dead. So let's take this thing and just stick it where it belongs in the trash can, hit recycle and start fresh. And they don't want to hear it. What they want to hear is that they didn't, all was not lost when it was lost. You see this happen again and again, not just with websites, but with logos, with graphics, with videos, with audio, with just anything and everything marketing related. You'll see things produced that are worse than nothing at all. Because nothing at all is just a blank slate. You can start fresh and do something constructive, but something that's half destroyed and then a business owner attached to it, well, that's a worse spot than nowhere, right? And the reasons for this are many. Sometimes it's just an outright scam. It's like a scam agency or a scam business that's out there that just does bad work, right? They exist. There's also a lot of situations where the business owner themselves, has this mentality. Many entrepreneurs, let's face it, are egomaniacs and control-oriented individuals. There's a lot of them out there. We've all had clients like that. We've all dealt with people like that. They hire an agency whose profession is graphic design or profession is web development, and then they want to use the agency like a tool in their hand to construct whatever warped vision they have in their mind from when they were a kid reading comic books or something. And so what comes out the end of that process, if the agency isn't strong and stands up to them, is something that is absolute garbage. It's, garbage design, garbage in, garbage out process. You see this quite a bit, shocking amount of the time, actually, where the business owner, doesn't want to hire a writer, so they write the content themselves, or doesn't want design, so they sit there and they work with a designer that's an amateur, or, they just control the designer and come up with something hideous themselves. And the end result is an unprofessional quagmire, and it's a devolved piece of garbage, and they want to use it somehow, and they're shocked that you think it's trash. And they're really shocked when they encounter somebody like me who just tells them, hey, this thing is the inside of a trash can. How did it get out and hop in my face? Because it shouldn't be on my screen. It's garbage. All right, you wind up with that a lot. And it has a very, very high price tag. The price tag of bad marketing is not just the price tag, as I said earlier, of no marketing. It can actually be very destructive. When you run a bad advertising campaign, let's say it's a bad email campaign, and you send out a bad, meaning either offensive or stupid or just ineffectual email to 100,000 people, you've now smeared this message of garbage in the face of 100,000 people who now their first impression of you is that you're trash. That's a lot worse than no emails. The same can be said for really improper logo design. Improper design generally. Really bad design it associates you with cruddiness, with bad, shabby, improper design. And it takes on, again, many, many forms. Blurry images that were the size of a Tic Tac that are blown up, and the business owner says, it looks good to me, run it, and then everybody on a retina display is looking at a fuzzy piece of crap and is like, what the hell is that? That happens. It happens with advertising that's video-based, happens with commercials, local commercials, all the time. You see this in local commercials where, especially it happened a lot in cable, but of course cable's on its way out as an advertising medium. But you'd turn on cable and you'd look at a local business's ad and it looks like it was shot on a, an SVHS Handycam from the late 90s and it's 2010 or something. And you're like, and the business owner might be a person who's coming to you wanting to be a client. They're like, hey, look at that. Pretty cool, huh? And you're like, yeah, if I was 5 years old and it was 1993, yeah, that would have been pretty hot shit for that time period. Not too good today, though. Need to throw it in the garbage and hope now nobody remembers seeing it, because you need to get your stuff done correctly. There's a much higher price tag. And this is what's important, and why this is all important is it's very important for you as an agency owner, as a salesperson, to understand that when you go to somebody and you're going to charge them $5,000, let's say that I'm going to charge you $5,000 to build you a website, and you're saying to yourself, well, why? I can get one made for $300. You're not just paying for what you're getting, you're paying for what you're not getting. You're paying for the expertise to build you a site correctly. You're paying for the experience of knowing what to do. And you're paying for something that is going to be a massive return on investment, not just a waste of money. The difference between something that's, bad, nothing, and good is miles and miles and miles apart. Something bad actually not only doesn't make you money, but costs you future revenue, and in an immediate sense can cripple you as well. Something that's good can make your brand expand. It can help you in a major, major way. So when it comes to sitting down with your prospects and talking to them about what you're going to sell them in situations, I really like to emphasize the high price of bad marketing and the high price of poor design work, poor graphics work, poor content writing, poor everything. If you do stuff in a bad way, if you do stuff in a low quality way, you will pay and pay and pay and pay for it. It's not just, hey, I'm going to run this campaign and it's over, it's over. You're casting your impression in people's eyes. You're giving people an impression of your business. And if that impression is negative, they're going to carry that with them potentially for life. Is that really worth it? Anyhow, that's going to conclude this video. I just wanted to cover and talk about the high price of bad marketing, because it's a serious thing. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and ring that bell so that you get notified when we drop videos. We drop new ones all the time. And also check out rocketdriver.com, www.rocketdriver.com. We have one of the best entrepreneurial programs that money can fortunately buy. Anyhow, see you in the next vid.